Hello everyone, welcome back to another yoga class. Today we have a full body class. We're going to be doing some sun salutations. We're going to be getting into those hamstrings as well. So if you're ready, grab your mat, grab your water, grab your yoga block, and let's get started. Your legs crossed or like this. Once your back is straight, then that's fine. Keeping your spine up nice and tall, we'll close down the eyes. And we're just going to arrive into the class, arrive onto the mat. Focus in on our breathing, how our breath is this morning, how our body is feeling. Eyes are gently closed, mouth is gently closed. We're breathing in and out of the nose. From here, roll the shoulders back and down. Again, making sure that spine is tall, the back is long. Tuck the chin slightly, keeping the eyes closed. Just focus on that breath just for about another 30 seconds. Big deep breaths in and slowly out. In and slowly out. One more deep breath in. Let it go all the way out. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Coming back into the room. So we'll start with the shoulders, getting small movements into the shoulders, bringing the shoulders all the way up to the ears and around, going in front. And reverse it, going back. And now we're reaching those hands out to the sides. Start with small circles and then getting bigger and bigger each time you go around. We get big circles, big as you can, and then let's reverse it, going back. Big circles and then getting smaller and smaller each time. And reach those hands up, big inhale. Look lungs. Exhale, folding it in front. You can put the hands down, walk it out, dropping the head and the shoulders down. And slowly coming up, big inhale. Exhale, folding in front again. And one more inhale. Reach it up, reach up through the fingertips. And exhale, fold it in front. Dropping the head and the shoulders down. You don't have to get your head to the ground. Just use it as a guide. Good. And coming back up. Reaching those hands up again. We'll drop the left hand to the ground, reach over with the right hand to that left side, look up to the fingertips. Breathing into the side of the body here, into the ribs. And the space in between those ribs. And reach those hands up. And now drop into the opposite side. My right hand comes down, left hand reaches over. Again, breathing into the side of the body, into the ribs. And inhale, reach the two hands up. Even reach through the right hand, through the left. Reach right, reach left. Good. I'm bringing the hands behind the back this time. So just grabbing them like this behind the back, the wrists or the hands. Or if this is too much, you can put our hands on our hips. Sticking the chest out. If it's comfortable, you can look up to the ceiling. Good. I'm bringing the hands in front. One hand on top of the other, roll the shoulders, drop the chin down towards the chest. Get into that upper back now. I'm going to do that another 2 times, so bring the hands behind the back or to the hips, stick the chest out. Big breath in as we look up. Exhale, releasing, bring the hands in front. Roll the shoulders forward, drop the head down. And open up again, bring the hands behind the back. Sticking the chest out. And one more in front. Drop the head down. And then bringing the hands back to our hips. This time we'll go circles going around. Think of circles coming around from the hips. Moving those shoulders around. And then around the opposite way, like you're kind of doing a hula hoop. Good, and bring it back to the center. This is all just warming up our spine and our shoulders here. So bringing our chin down to our chest now. And then looking up towards maybe the corner of the room or up to the ceiling. And back down, chin to the chest. And back up again. And bring it back to the center. Looking over the right shoulder. And the left. And back to the center. Dropping the right ear down to the right shoulder. Remember, relax those shoulders using the weight of the head. And back to the center, dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. And just one more time, right ear to the right shoulder. Now you can put your hands on your lap or by your side if you want a bit more of a stretch. And back to the center, dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, hands by your sides or on your hips, wherever they're comfortable. And back to the center. And just half circles now with the neck, going around. Good, loosen out those shoulders again. From here we're going to go on to our back. We're going to lie down on our back first. Hands and feet are going to reach. So the hands are going to reach overhead, feet are going to point in front of us. So making our body as long as possible here, okay? So reaching up overhead. Reach through the toes, reach through the fingers, making the body as long as possible. Even reach through the right side, reach through the left, reach through the right, reach through the left. Good, and then bringing those knees in towards the chest. Big circles now with the knees going around. And around the opposite way. Bringing that right knee into the chest. Leaving the left leg go nice and long. And then bring that right knee out to the right side. You can place your left hand on your left hip just to keep you grounded. Good, and back into the middle. Release that left leg and bring the right knee in. So we're just supporting it here. We're not like pulling it in or anything. We're just supporting that knee. Again, we put that right hand on our hip this time and leave that left knee drop out to the left side. And bring it back in. Let's bring those two knees into the chest again. This time we're going to do our happy baby pose, so we'll keep our back on the ground. We have a few options here, either grabbing behind the knees or the ankles, or you can grab the toes. Keep our back flat on the ground, our head can rest on the ground as well, and then we're going to make any movement you want while you're holding on to the feet or the ankles. Whatever a happy baby does. You can straighten one leg and bend the other, you can bring the knees in or straighten them out. Whatever movement you feel you need. Good, just work it around, and then when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, tucking the chin into the chest. So we have a few options here you can watch. We can either roll up to seated, or you can roll to your side and use your top hand to push you up. Whatever way you can get there, we'll end up here. So we'll have a big bend in our knees for the first one. Toes are pointed back towards us. Back is straight. Big inhale as we reach those hands up. Exhale, fold in front, so I'm keeping my back straight, and I'm just holding on to my ankles for the first one, or even the shins or the knees, wherever. So I want to just feel a very small stretch here first. We'll slowly come up, inhale. Exhale, this time we'll sweep the hands underneath the legs. And you're giving yourself a big hug, holding on to the hamstrings, and then finally drop the head and shoulders down. Good, inhale, slowly come up again. Reach those hands up. Maybe we'll go a small bit deeper this time, only if you're able this morning. Straighten the knees, and we'll fold in front, holding on to the toes or the ankles. Just still warming up those hamstrings. Good, slowly come up. And the hands behind you, just loosen out those legs. Side to side, up and down. Good. Just bring those knees in. I'll turn this way for you. We'll just use our hands by your sides as support and just windshield wiper the feet and the knees side to side. So the feet are kind of together for this one. And I will bring the feet out a bit wider than shoulder width apart, so when we drop to one side, our knee comes towards our foot here. Bring it back to the center and then go the opposite side. This is just working on that internal and external rotation of the hips. Just a few more. Good. Now back to the middle and we'll go to our tabletop position. So here we're on our hands and knees. Wrists will be underneath our shoulders. Knees underneath our hips. I'll just give you a second to get into your tabletop. From here we'll do our cat-cow, bringing our chin to our chest, rounding through the upper back, middle back, lower back, finally pointing that tailbone down between our legs, and slowly pointing the tailbone up, moving into the lower back, middle back, upper back, and looking towards the top of your mat. And again, chin to the chest, rounding all the way down and all the way back up. So we're working through each vertebrae of the spine, going down one by one all the way down to the tailbone, and then slowly pointing the tailbone up, lower, middle, upper back. Let's do 3 more rounds. Really slow motion here, warming up the spine, getting that spinal fluid flowing. And just one more cat-cow all the way down. And all the way back up, going to your neutral spine, so your flat back. From here, just bring the knees out a small bit wider. You can bring the feet together, walk the hands out and sit back onto your heels for your child's pose. Now you can use a yoga block here if you need it to rest your forehead on. And if you find it hard to sit back on your heels, you can use either a block or a pillow behind your knees, and that will help you to sit back on your heels. This child's pose is a rest pose, so if any time during the class you need a little rest, then you can go to this child's pose and then join in whenever you're ready. Also, when we're doing our down dogs, if you're finding those a bit difficult today, you can take a child's pose like this instead. Good. While we're here, let's walk the 2 hands all the way over to the right and drop the head down. Sitting back on the heels when you get to that right side. And back to the center. And then all the way over to the left side. And sitting back on your heels. And bring it back to the center. One more time, just sitting back on the heels. And we'll come back up to our tabletop position. Good, so we're going to go into our first down dog of the practice. We want to plant our hands into the ground, pushing especially into this thumb and first finger side. Tucking our toes under. And you can go out a bit wider with the feet if you need to for the first one. Pushing back. And you can keep a bend in the knees as well if you're not feeling too flexible this morning. Pushing the hips up. So we're in this like upside down V position. And dropping the heels down towards the ground. Looking back towards the feet. And even just walk it out here. So any movement you need for this first down dog. You can look underneath the shoulders, or you can drop one heel down to the ground and the other side. Little sway side to side of the hips, whatever movement you need. Now looking between the hands, we'll walk all the way up to the top of the mat. And we'll stay folded over here. So again, you can have a big bend in the knees, leaving the head and the shoulders drop down. Inhale, bend the knees and lift all the way up. We'll reach those hands up overhead. And then exhale, bringing our hands back down by our sides. And my head always gets cut off on these videos. But once you can see my body, then that's okay. You don't need to see my face. Okay, so bringing the feet together. Standing up nice and tall, lifting the kneecaps, so we're going to just tense the quads a small bit, bring the chest out and the shoulders back. We're going to do 3 sun salutations. We'll be doing the modified version and then the full version after as well, because some of you know it from last time. We'll start by inhaling, reaching those hands up. Exhale, folding from the hips. You can bend the knees here as well. Inhale, halfway lift, so we're flattening our back. Exhale, planting the hands down and step back into your high plank or push-up position. Everyone now in this full push-up position, we're going to build some strength here. Slowly lower to the knees, bringing the elbows into the sides. Lower all the way down to the belly, untucking the toes. From here, lifting the chest up, we can use the hands for your up dog or your cobra. And then exhaling back into your down dog or a child's pose. So we'll try our down dog. If that's too much, you can always go to your child's pose. Down dog here for 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Inhale, looking between the hands. You'll step the feet between the hands. Flatten your back. Look forward. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhaling, hands by your sides. Good, so that is 1 sun salutation. So again, we'll start in our mountain pose, so we're standing up tall, lifting the kneecaps, chest out, shoulders back. Inhale, raise the hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flatten the back, look forward, hands either to the shins or to the quads. Exhale, plant the hands down, stepping back into this push-up position here, holding it, From here, squeeze the stomach a small bit, so we're building that strength. Lower into the knees, elbows hug into the ribs. As we drop down, untucking the toes. Inhale, lifting the chest, get your back bend, your upward facing dog, and exhaling into your downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, just fix the hands and the feet as well. Pushing into the thumb and first finger, you can fix the feet. And then leaving the heels drop down to the ground for 3 breaths. One more breath. Looking between the hands. Take as many steps as you need to the top of the mat. Flatten the back here. Exhale, fold for that deeper stretch. Inhale, sweeping the hands all the way up. And exhaling, hands by your sides. Good stuff. So we're going to do the full one now. So you can do the one we just did as modified, but we'll do the full one if you're feeling up to it. So let's go. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, flatten the back, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step or hop back to your high plank. If we're doing the full one, you're lowering halfway down, so it's like a half push up and you're holding that. Untucking the toes, pushing the tops of the feet into the ground, looking forward as you inhale and exhaling into your down dog. Again, fix those hands and feet when you get to your down dog. 3 breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Looking between the hands. Step or hop to the top of the mat, flattening your back to look forward. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhaling, hands by your sides. Well done. Good, so just shake out the hands and legs. Should be feeling a bit warmer now. There was a bit of frost up here this morning, but it's well gone now. So coming to the top of your mat again. I'm going to do some dives. So we're inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, fold from the hips. You can have a bend in the knees. And we'll dive all the way down, leaving the head and the shoulders drop down. From here, bending the knees, curling all the way up the spine. Inhale, reaching those hands up. And exhale, diving down again as we exhale. And think of it like that wave motion. It's just one kind of continuous loop. Inhale, coming up, all the way up through the spine. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, folding it down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. 2 more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Reach it up overhead. Exhale, down and fold. And we'll hold it down here this time. So just bend the knees a small bit, even grab onto the elbows or cross the arms. It will sway side to side, going left and right. From here, inhale, halfway lift, just to flatten the back. And exhale, plant the hands down, step back into your high plank or push-up position here. Holding it, just build some strength again, hold, and then lower down to the knees. Sit back on your heels for your child's pose. Again, use your block if you need to. And take a rest in your child's pose. Leaving that forehead drop down. Focus on the breathing. Good, and when you're ready, slowly come up. And back up to our tabletop, and then back up to your down dog. So planting the hands down, lifting those hips up. Even the heels drop down to the ground. Even walk it out here now, maybe you feel a difference to our first down dog. Maybe you're a bit looser, a bit more warmed up. Now from here, inhale, lift that right leg up for three-legged dog. And exhale, step it between the hands. So if you need to shimmy it around, that's fine. So our left knee is down, our right foot is in front. So our knee, hip and shoulder on that left side should be in line. Knee is kind of over the foot here. If you need to get a pillow or something as well for that knee, then just grab one now, just for comfort. We'll tuck our tailbone underneath. And you should feel a stretch there in the hips, in the quads. So don't lean too far forward. We don't want to go too much into our lower back. That's why we're tucking our tailbone underneath, doing that little pelvic tilt. Really good stretch. If you're sitting down a lot or driving, these muscles can get very tight. From here we'll get our left hand, hook it onto the right knee, and your right hand can reach behind or it can just go on the hip for a bit of support, wherever is comfortable. Think of like twisting from your belly button. Imagine you're stuck to concrete, up to your belly button, and you're trying to twist just the upper body. Reach that hand behind. Even look back towards that hand if you can keep the balance. Breathe now into this twist. Really good for digestion here as well, any twisting movements. Good, and bring it back. Good. We'll put the hands in front. Just move that leg back. And we'll bring the opposite leg in front. So nice and easy, whatever way you can get there. Just bring in the left leg in front for me. If you need to pop a pillow underneath the opposite knee, that's fine. The opposite leg is in front. Again, we'll do that little pelvic tilt, just tucking the tailbone underneath. Make sure this knee is over the foot. Knee, hip and shoulder are in line here. Good, and we get the right hand, hook it onto that left knee. Again, imagine you're caught up to concrete, up to your belly button, you have to twist. Reaching that hand behind. Look back towards the fingers on that left hand, or else you're keeping it here on the hip. Good, and bringing it back to the middle here now. Good, so let's just take a child's pose. Go out nice and wide with the knees. Sit back on the heels, dropping the head down. Reach the hands as far as you can in front and sit back. It's a nice opening in the shoulders. Focus on that breathing here. Good, and slowly come up. Back up to your tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll bring our chin down to our chest and go through our cat-cows again, around to the upper, middle, lower back, tailbone, and slowly point. Tailbone up, lower back, middle back, upper back looking forward and down again, all the way down the spine and all the way back up. See if there's a difference now in the spine. You're moving a bit more freely through these movements. Good, and now let's swing around here and sit. Sit in our bum, bringing our feet out in front, just like we did at the start or in the warm-up. We'll have a bend in the knees, pointing the toes back towards you. Reach those hands up, big breath. And exhale, sweep the hands underneath the hamstrings, dropping the head down. Inhale, reach those hands up again. Maybe even straighten the legs out a small bit if you want. Folding forward, grabbing onto the ankles or the toes, the knees, wherever you can. And one more here. We'll hold it for a small bit longer this time. Reach the hands up and down, fold it in front. Just focus on that breathing. And when you're ready, slowly come up. We'll loosen out those legs again. Shake them out side to side, up and down. Good stuff. And then move to our back. Bringing those knees into the chest. Big circles around with the knees. And around the opposite way. Bringing that right knee into the chest, leave the left leg go long. Just bring the left hand to the left hip and leave the right knee drop out to that right side. The hand here is just to keep you grounded. And bring that knee into the chest. Even drop it across the body this time. So leave the hands fall out to the sides, drop that knee across the body. And back to the center. And we'll swap legs, bring that left knee into the chest. Leave the right leg go nice and long. Bring the right hand just to the right hip and leave that left knee drop out to that left side. Bring it back into the center. Let's drop it across the body this time. Leave the hands fall out to the sides. And back into the middle. Bring those two knees in again and grab onto the feet. We're going to go for our happy baby pose. Just keeping your back flat on the ground. We'll go any movement that you need. And the legs out straight, or bend one knee, straighten the other. Whatever movement you need. And again, maybe you feel that difference to when you did it almost an hour ago. And bring the knees in, give yourself a big hug, bring the chin to the chest. And again, we can either rock and roll up or roll to the side and come up. And we'll meet in our seated position here. Again, you can sit on your yoga block if you need to. Either like this or like this. Once your spine is straight, you can even sit on a chair for this or put your back against a wall or something. Just make sure you're comfortable, spine is tall. We're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. So it's a really good one to calm your nervous system down and calm you down if you're ever stressed about anything, or if you're ever anxious or anything like that. This is a brilliant one for it. So we're going to use our right hand, I use my ring finger here on my right hand and the thumb, and we're basically just going to block the septum on each side, so block the nostril on each side of the nose, okay? So I'll show you how to do it first, and then I'll count you through 5 rounds, and then you can do 5 on your own for a total of 10. So my hand is kind of like this. If this is too difficult, you can literally just use one finger. But we'll start with the right, so my thumb gently blocking the right, and I'm inhaling left. Big inhale through my left, then I gently block the left, exhale right. Inhaling right. Gently block the right, exhale left. And each time I exhale through my left is one full round. Okay, so I'll count you through 5. If you lose count or anything, doesn't matter, you can just keep going or start again. So gently blocking the right, inhale left. Gently block the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Gently block the right, exhale left. And that's another full round. So we want our exhales to be as long as possible, at least twice as long as the inhale. So let's gently block the right, inhale left. Gently block the left, exhale right. Inhaling right. Gently block the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Gently block the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block the right, exhale left. I'll count you through 2 more rounds, and then you can do a few on your own. Inhaling left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block the right, exhale left. I'll count you through 1 more. Gently block the right, inhale left. Gently block the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Gently block the right, exhale left. So now take your time with it, try about 5 rounds on your own, and when you're finished your 5 rounds, just close your eyes and you can sit focusing on your breath and meditation for a few minutes, okay? So take your time with it. Good. So when you're finished your rounds, just sitting in silence for a few minutes. Keeping your back straight. Eyes are gently closed and the mouth is gently closed. Breathing in and out of the nose. Should be a bit more clear now in the nose. If you were a bit stuffed up, this should have helped. See if you feel any difference in the body to when we started. If your mind wandered off, just bring it back to the breath again. Keeping the eyes closed, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in and we're going to sigh it out. So when we breathe out, it'll sound like a okay? So let's take a big breath in. Fill up the lungs, fill up the belly, the chest, everything. Hold it and then let it out. 2 more, louder now this time. All the way in. Hold and let it go out. 1 more now. I want the neighbours to hear you now on this one. All the way in. In. When you think you can't get any more in, just take a bit more in and let it go out. Bringing the hands together, rubbing the hands together just to generate some heat. And then placing the hands over the eyes and blinking the eyes open into the darkness of the hands. And then give a little massage to the muscles around the eyes, the forehead and the face. And gently opening the eyes, coming back to the room. Maybe pick something around the room, something that's familiar, just so you're not going straight back to a screen. Maybe you notice something different in the room that you didn't notice before, like a cobweb up in the corner that I'll have to get after. Good. So let's bring the hands together and bow. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me today for this yoga class. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.